for warwear.com.
Okay, I'm super excited. Hey, Mazu, good to see you. Thank you, everyone, joining me again. I told you I'm going to do 7 days for you. It was a promise I made yesterday, and I intend to keep that promise. Thank you so much for joining me once again on Life Arc with Praise for Warwear. You know, I started touching on a very important subject yesterday on the need for you to hold your life by your hand and deliver the future you want for your life. Many of us are afraid to live our life, afraid to earn what we want to earn, afraid to do what you want to do because you have placed some people as authority figures over your life who don't necessarily care about you. It's not as if they're not interested in you. They may not necessarily care about you. Anyway, so yesterday, I made you go through what we call the circle of success. I talked about your potential, I talked about your beliefs, talked about your action and your result, and I told you that the distance between your potential and your present result is your belief system. Your belief is what is producing the action, delivering your result right now. That many of us don't know that you can actually attract success into your life. And that's why I always recommend that you work with a coach who knows exactly what he's doing. Now, I have a number of high ticket clients that I work with. I work with some of them over a period of 5 months. Trust me, it's never, ever easy to transform a soul. The most difficult part of the human to change is the mind. Unfortunately, that's where the battleground is. Prayer does not totally change the human mind. The human mind is a combination of a number of programs installed from birth, from the environment you grew up in, and from your significant emotional experience. The same way you can't pray out a software installed on a laptop, the same way you may not be able to pray out what has been installed in your mind. You need to consciously uninstall it. And that's why sometimes, when you see, people ask what the coaches do. When you see the level of work put in and you see your new result, you can know that nothing is too much for you to pay for a coaching program that can actually deliver your outcome. Now, so yesterday, I made you guys to audit your life. And some of you, your result wasn't totally good. You go back to me. I have about 2 people who I'm going to be working with across the next 6 months, thereabout. On a high ticket coaching program of about $10,000, not bad, but it's a lot of work. Trust me, I know I have done this consistently, and I know it's not never easy. Sometimes I wish, I can dump it on someone else, but trust me, the result has been mind-blowing and has been the same. Today, I have noticed in my work with people, and this covers you, my area is basically your life and your family life. Those are the areas I know very, very well, right? So if you want a business coach, my brother is somewhere there, Steve Harris, you can go talk to him. It's not as if I can do it, but I would rather have him do it. Now, you know what I do very well. So if your family is in crisis, if your personal life is in crisis, you'll get results almost immediately with me because I just know that very well. Now, in working with people, oftentimes when people do my audits, like I shared with you yesterday, and they discover the missing link in their lives, they discover the people feeding the beliefs, producing the action, producing the result. And it becomes very tough for many of them to actually uninstall those people, or, like I say, to cast the demons out. Now, if you were here yesterday, you will recall that I defined a demon as a person, an ideology, a system, a belief that suppress your originality, that strikes fear into you, that makes you say yes when you meant to say no. Anyone, any system, any belief that aligns with that definition is your demon. The demon is not some spirit that you don't know. I mean, I don't know anybody who has seen any demon somewhere before, apart from the one that happened during deliverance session. But we all know that there are systems surrounding your life, suppressing your originality, that brings fear into you. Any system that brings fear into you. And that's why today, the greatest business unit in the world today is what is called the Fear Factory. Okay, and the greatest hindrance to many people discovering their life, maximizing their life, is that 4-letter word called fear. Now, in Life Arc, many of you have discovered that something is fundamentally wrong. You know what you should do. I mean, I see people ask me, Praise, the man is beating me. What do you think I should do? I'm wondering, if someone had come to you and asking you the same question, what would you say? And they'll tell me, this is what I'll tell the person to do. So why are you not finding it easy to do what you would have told someone else to do? People will tell me, oh, Praise, my life is not working. I'm surrounded by the wrong set of people. Then I said, if someone else comes to you with it, say, oh, work out. So why are you not working out? Now, I realize that it's never easy. So when people give advice on social media, and as advisors, oftentimes people give advice that they can't even follow by themselves. So when they tell me, oh, they tell the person is stupid, let him get out of a relationship, it's often not easy because human beings are driven by two, basically motivation, fear, and pleasure, right? Pain and pleasure, sorry. That most of the times we are always wanting to avoid pain and we want to deliver on pleasure. So if you do not show that person how that decision is going to create the pleasure they desire and how it will be less painful, they're not likely going to change it. That's why you see people in abusive relationship or people who don't earn what they want to earn, but they sit down there, and they never change anything. Or people who have been doing the same activity forever and it doesn't deliver on promise, but they are still there. Now, so today, I'll share with you fear. Now, what are you afraid of as you're listening to me? Can you put down your fear on your sheet of paper? Now, there is something many of you are afraid of: fear of the unknown, fear of starting afresh, fear of moving out of your comfort zone. I understand fear perfectly. Trust me, I live my life under fear. Fear of God is going to kill me, right? Every mistake. If I told a lie, it took me like 1 month to recover because I will be praying every day, confessing my sin. God is going to kill me. God to me was a killer. He wasn't a father because that was the God that was introduced to me. Every little thing you do. In fact, my teachers taught me that God cannot use you beyond a certain level if you committed some kinds of sin. Now, so that was my life. It was totally a mess. I was carrying a burden up and down. For every time I faltered or I failed, I beat myself till I became depressed. Now, in my depressed state, I started taking therapy. Now, during therapy, they began to isolate my life, and I realized that the greatest problems were beliefs imposed on me by people that I don't even know. Those people, they think they love me, and I surrendered. I don't blame them. I love them. I have a great regard for them because I submitted my brain to them to teach me many of the things that was loaded on my head. My brain was full of demons, all kinds of demons who wanted to kill me, demons of this, demons of that. I've been burdened by all kinds of guilt all my life that I was a mess within me, right? Because every little thing, there was a demon responsible, every little thing, you're going to lose heaven. So I wanted to make heaven, and I was keeping rules and regulation that my life was a mess. Trust me, I have been there. So if you have been there, you are not alone. If you're battling with guilt, with failures, and you made a mistake 10 years ago and you still think it's defining you, it's not totally correct. It's at the realm of fear. And so my life was like that. But guess what? As human beings, we exaggerate our wrong, we undermine our right. So when you do something that is right, there's a likelihood that you're not going to exaggerate it, you're not going to celebrate it. But when you do something that is wrong, you dwell on it, you sit down there and you begin to beat yourself badly till you become a mess. Now, what is fear? I know what many of you are used to, the definition, false evidence appearing real. I want to trash that today. My definition of fear is the coward that hides behind your ignorance and subject you to the torture of what you have not studied or understood, and consistently feeds you with what you don't need to perpetuate itself till you are properly conditioned to love it and become enslaved for the rest of your life. I'll take that again. For those of you joining me on Facebook and on YouTube, of course, you can see my screen, so it's there. Fear is the coward that hides behind your ignorance and subjects you to the torture of what you have not studied or understood, and consistently feeds you with what you don't need to perpetuate itself till you are properly conditioned to love it and become enslaved for the rest of your life. This is my definition of fear. First thing in that definition is that fear is a coward. He hides behind your ignorance, what you don't know. You've never seen a demon before, so he hides. So, oh, there's some demon coming to kill you. You've never seen God or devil before. He hides behind that and says, oh, no, God hates you. He hides behind the voices you don't even know to give you their own worldview, maybe the way God is relating with them, and they generalize that and project that on everyone. So it subjects you to the torture of what you have not studied. Many of the things that you are groaning under, you have not studied it, even when there is evidence to show that there are people who have done this and nothing has happened. You subject yourself to that, what you have not studied, what you don't understand, and it consistently feeds you with what you don't need, right? It feeds you with guilt, feeds you with error, feeds you with fear, feeds you with horror, right? Till you are properly conditioned that you now begin to love your fear. Now, our life is powered by what we have chosen to consciously or unconsciously believe based on our interpretation of data. Now, your interpretation is powered by your beliefs. Your beliefs is not the truth. Your belief is what you have accepted to be true. And your belief is powered by your upbringing, your environment, and your significant emotional experience. So if I do this, it's raw data. I have not said anything. But your interpretation based on how you grew up will determine your response. In Africa or in Nigeria, this could mean your mother. Let's even say it meant your mother. Your mother what? What does it mean? Maybe your mother, you can help me finish it. My mother is Eunice Ibokun Forward, right? But your mother, you will fill in the gap by yourself to say, my mother is mad. Yourself, I said nothing. This has made people go to war and kill themselves before. But if you did this to a 2-year-old boy, he would look at you and in his mind, maybe uncle wanted to do a bye-bye and his hand got stuck and he will help you finish it. If you do this to a 10-year-old in Japan, he will run towards you and give you a high five. Of course, because of COVID, right now, people may not be able to do that. If you do this and wear collar and surplice in the Anglican church, if you stand, church will stand up because they assume you want to bless them. Same action for interpretation. Your life is built on your interpretation. Your failure can mean feedback on what you have not mastered. It should never define you. But because of what has been installed in your brain by the people we surrender our brain to, we begin to make our failure define us. That people have messed up 10 years ago that they've not moved on from their mess because of what has been consistently taught to them. So they constantly blame their life for what's happened in the past. Meanwhile, life knew nothing about what's happened in the past. Past life was concerned, it was raw data. You have not mastered something. And life needed you to feed yourself back and now take responsibilities and move in the direction of what you need to do. Now, so here are a couple of facts about fear. One, your fear is ignorant driven, that and maybe even exposure driven, that if you move to another area of the world, many of the things that you are afraid of, you will no longer be afraid of them because you would see that it's even a norm. Fear is ignorance driven. Number two, fear could be empowering when it's to arouse your curiosity to get into new territories. So every time I'm afraid of something, I make it into a research topic. I go after it, I research it till I'm able to hack it. So you can sit down where you are and you're comfortable and you're afraid. What if I move? I mean, every time I wanted to travel, someone is always around me who says, you better not go. Begin to tell you funny stories of people who went and bad things happened. But there are others who went and good things happened. So those voices, we call them pathological critic. Their goal is to suppress you and keep you bound. Unfortunately, many of them have already positioned where they don't want you to go. So you need to even understand that many people that you may say, oh, they care about you, already have a plan for their lives, but you are the one who is being held bound. So number three, fear as a perpetuating agent. There is always someone, somewhere, that some messages, some actions around you that perpetuate your fear, that consistently shows you that, oh, you hear stories. This person did this. One demon killed him in the village. Oh, this person did this. The demon just showed. How come when colonization happened in Africa, these demons did not show up to stop the gunpowder from colonizing people? How come the ancestors in their rawest state, with their juju power, right? How come they surrender themselves willingly just by citing Shema Shinap and mirror and gunpowder and went into slavery, right? Yet somebody wears an attire, you say it's masquerade and you say it's a demon. I don't see it that way anymore. I see the attire as someone who is just differently dressed from everyone else. It's a human being that is there. That person will be hungry if he doesn't eat very soon. It's not from some heaven or something. It's a human being. Right. So fear has a perpetuating agent. That's why when you were a child, if they gave you a crocodile toy, you ran away because you didn't know it was in your ignorance. You thought it was a real crocodile and it was capable of hurting you. But after a while, you suddenly realize that, oh, there's no big deal as you grew older. Number four, Fear makes you abdicate your life to others. That when you're fearful about your life, you surrender your brain, your intelligence to someone else. The person begins to give you, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. There is nothing wrong with mentoring, nothing wrong with moral modeling, nothing wrong with listening to people. There is something wrong, however, when you as a human being, you can no longer take decisions that will move your life forward without, someone endorsing the action you want to take. Fear makes you abdicate your life to others. And that's why people run from pillar to post, from place to place, and you begin to ask yourself, how many demons are actually alive, troubling this person? Number 5, fear is a super business model that makes you an eternal customer. I'm saying this carefully because I could get into trouble. So I'm not going to expatiate, right? When people come from my coaching program, I help them analyze this and they see it clearly, right? That fear is a super business model that makes you an eternal customer. That's why there are businesses built on Fear Factory. Check your life right now. Remove fear from your life. You would see, in fact, let's assume that there is a system that can make Africans believe that there are no demons, that there is no demon that can kill you. Now, think about that statement for a moment and think of how many businesses or how many establishments will collapse who were built on the concept of demons. I'm not saying there are no demons, right? I'm just saying, think about it for a moment. Think about the fact that if there was no system, no belief that says that people can die for certain things. Now imagine how many systems are feeding your fear. I mean, it goes all around, from politics to entertainment to, it feeds on your fear. Many of the things you want to buy feeds on your fear. If you don't get it now, something can happen, So fear is a super business model that makes you an eternal customer, and it's going to be here forever. Ronke Posh, I can't see you. Now, fear is a training system that installs the virus and gets you to infect others. Fear is a training system. It's almost like built on a network marketing model. So you see people who have not seen demons before telling others there are some demons. They even name the demons some names. I know a demon called Shakosha. Let me tell you, even if you are in a deliverance session and you ask the devil, what is the name of this demon? His attempt to speak the truth will still be a lie, because it's the father of all liars. So people pick up some funny names and they say, oh, there's a demon of Shakosha. That demon, this is what it does to you. Excuse me? Fear is a training system that installs the virus and gets to infect others. So people are spreading fear up and down. People are not married. They're already spreading the fear of, oh, every marriage is going to go bad. Excuse me. Do you know the number of people who have remained married who have not had issues? Right? These guys, leave me alone. I know Steve Harris. Right? Do you know? You don't even have a clue. You don't have data. So you look at what is being popularized on Instagram and you just assume every marriage is bad. Every this is this. Now, fear is a network marketing model. Whenever you begin to spread a story that you have not experienced, you have no data for, you are being captured. Next thing, fear is mostly afraid of light. You know what I find out? Even when people see that something has not happened, what they're doing has not produced results, they are even still afraid to leave a place that they voluntarily entered. They are waiting for, consistently people boss me and say, Praise, what do you think I should do? You are an adult. I didn't choose the school you went to. I didn't choose your spouse. I didn't choose the person you fell in love with. You are still asking me, what should you do? If your life is at stake, your life is involved, what will you do? If you stand on the main road and 911 lorry is heading in your direction, you know what to do. So why are you asking me what you should do to save your life, to preserve your sanity? Fear is mostly afraid of light, and fear can be mastered. That's the final thing I'm going to say there. Your fear can be mastered. So what are the steps to overcoming your fear? Because many of you are going to take a decision today. Fear, you need to overcome the fear of, hey, I need to pay for a coaching program. Fear of, I need to go for that course now. Fear of, I need to travel. Fear of, I need to change my job. Fear of, I need to come out of a toxic relationship. Fear of, maybe my life is going to be a mess, if I don't confront my fear. Fear of, I'm never going to get married. You need to get out of that fear. Like I define, fear is simply, a system created to hold you bound. Number one, identify your fear. Right? Identify it clearly. I notice I'm afraid of public speaking. Identify your fear. I notice I'm afraid of marriage. That's your fear. Now, then number two, acknowledge your fear and find out why. Why are you Nigerians are not afraid of relocating? Ronke, you'll be shocked. Many people are. Acknowledge your fear, and not everyone can leave actually, right? Acknowledge your fear and find out why. Why are you afraid of messing up? Why are you afraid of messing up? Some people is because of what they have seen happen to their siblings, whatever they've seen happen to people around them, whatever. I mean, you hear all kinds of things, happening in around you, the country you belong to. I mean, someone came to visit me, and she's my mentee, and we were. I'm in a white-dominated area, and you know what she said to me? She said, "Mr. Praise, I don't want to get shot." So I asked her, "Why did that thought cross your mind? How many times have you seen blacks get shot?" Right? And we just laughed about it, and it dawned on her that she could have internalized something that is grossly exaggerated. Acknowledge your fear and find out, why am I afraid of this? Many people are afraid of what people will say. They are afraid of what the person they love, the opinion of someone they love, who they have placed as a God over their life. Number three, change the meaning into something empowering. Change the meaning into something empowering. Could it be a signal to prepare for something? Could it be a sign to tackle and just do it? Could it be a signal for you to research it intentionally and find out the opportunities that lie on the other side, of the desert? Could it be, right? You need to research it intentionally and get your facts right. Number four, get confident about what you can do and go do it, leveraging on what you have done before that you used to be afraid of. So get confident about what you can do, right? And go do it. So if you look at your history, look at your life, you will remember there were things you used to be afraid of. There was a time you were not so sure you could crawl, but you rose from sitting down to crawling. There was a time you were not sure you could work, but you overcome the fear of not walking to walking. Now you can run. There was a time in your life you were not sure that you could pass your exams, but you passed the exam. So you realize that fear is consistently a part of your life. So look back at your past results, the things you wanted to do that you were afraid that you would not succeed at them, and let it feed you back, because oftentimes when we succeed, we do not pay attention and celebrate our success. So go back and let those serve as raw material to show you a consistent pattern of success. Or you can look for someone who has overcome the same fear. Look for people who are less as talented, who are less talented than you. People who don't have the resources you have, they don't have the networks you have. Look at what they're doing and let that ginger you, challenge you to say, you know what, I'm going to go for it. Let me tell you, my mantra is, I would rather fail. I would rather try something and fail on what I know it's my decision than depend on someone else's decision and still fail. I always want to be in control. I hate to be controlled by people's opinion on people. Or that's why I do my independent research by myself. And number five, visualize the benefits of overcoming that fear and what you will feel and do once you overcome it. Visualize the benefits of overcoming that fear and what you will feel and do once you overcome it. What do you really want? Fear is standing between you and what you truly want. Now, close your eyes. Look at what if what you truly want happens. What will it look like? How would you feel? What will it make you do? What would it make you have? Who will come into your life? Where would you be? What result? What would your life look like if the benefits of your decision come to pass, right? So visualize the benefits of overcoming the fear and what you will feel and do once you overcome it. And number six, final one, get excited and take action. Do it afraid. Do it afraid. Get excited, take action. And number seven, get into gratitude. Consistently. You see, gratitude is the highest form of vibration. It actually means it's been done. So you need to go ahead right now. So write your greatest fear. You got to hit that frog within the next 48 hours. See, there's a whole lot encapsulated in many of the things I'm sharing. And I want to appreciate those of you who signed up to work with me yesterday. Trust me, there's a whole lot of benefit if you understand what I'm sharing with you, because your life can be better than what it is right now. And you need to understand that, you see, you can script your future, script your life, and become all that you have been designed to do. I can constantly tell everyone around me, God only has children. He doesn't have grandchildren. So don't let anybody fool you and mess you up, right? You are God's child. God is a father. He's not a killer, right? It's not mad. You are stop projecting, some funny worldview on God. He loves you. He's under pressure for you to become the best version of yourself. So Daddy loves you in spite of your failures. He loves you. He accepts you for who you are. And he wants you to overcome whatever challenge it is so that you can run faster in the direction of your future. I hope this has helped you today. And I want to thank you for joining me. I told you I'm going to do this for 7 days. And I believe that I'll see you again tomorrow, God's willing. Well, it's God's will, actually. We're going to see tomorrow and we're going to take on another subject. If there's something you want me to talk about, please slide into my DM, send me a message, and let me know what is it you want me to address. But it's 7 days. I'm going to be doing this. And trust me, if you want to transform your life and you want someone to work with you on that, either your life and your family, I'm the guy you need to come to. I will take you through it, analyze your life, and help you develop a script that can deliver your future. If you follow everything I taught you yesterday, you realize that your life is in your hand. Yes, God already put you here, but you can script the future you want. There are people around the globe doing that, and you can deliver your future. I honor you. Thank you very much. God